chatting too much here this morning. Just been trying to uh, focus and get honed in on these whales here. They're fairly spread out today, and I want to try to get us into some of that clear water again. As long as there's whales there, no sense in checking out the clear water if there's nothing in it to see. So we just been touring around a little bit and stopping for the whales as we go. A few of them seem to kind of be on the move, but looks like we're getting back into a little more dense area. A few whales I can see. I think I'll just pause here for a minute, and it looks like there might be a couple coming our way. It's always tough to say what they're gonna do, and kind of scanning over the water and deciding where to take the cam can be difficult at times too, because it always seems like the grass is always greener kind of deal. You look across and you can see a bunch of activity, and then as soon as you start to head over that way, sometimes you look back to where you just were and that spot looks good again, or looks like there's a bunch of whales. So sometimes it could be kind of tough, and usually or sometimes better just to sit still than to move. But I think right now we made the right call, and we're kind of getting into a better area now. Water seems like it's getting a little more clear as well. So we're on the right track. Okay, perfect. Just looked down and I could see a few underneath us right now. Oh yeah, I can hear them singing away too, so I think we're in the right spot. Oh, big group moving underneath us now. Wicked belly shot there. crazy the more time you spend out on the water here with the whales. I mean, you realize just how smart and aware they seem. I'm standing on the edge of the Zodiac here, and you look down and you can see one of them clearly staring right back up at you, and that's crazy. You almost just want to wave at him. It's really weird. There's no doubt that these are very smart animals. Just gonna move up here a little closer to the port again. I can see a fair amount of whales. They're sort of moving around a little bit, so we'll try to stay in the middle of the action the best we can. And we'll maybe draw a few more along with us. Got a couple following behind. Alright, I think we got a good spot here now. think I began to mention it earlier and then got sidetracked with all the whales, but with this many, it's definitely a great day, and the visibility seems to be really good as well. Definitely take advantage of this time to get some snapshots and some good photos of the whales on the underwater camera. We've got a citizen science project called Beluga Bits, and what we do is we look for photos from you guys, and we're looking for identification marks, different scars or wounds, marks on dorsal ridges. Basically, we've seen kind of whiter patches on the melon, on the head of the whale, just anything that sort of will make that whale easy to identify up against other whales. We also look for belly shots so they can determine sex, and all the photos, they go into an archive, and they go through them and then match them up the next year or the year before, or they just pair them up against all the other photos you guys have taken, and then that way they're able to determine if the whales are coming back to the estuary every year. They do some other research as well with the data, but we had Stefan on the boat, and that was one of the things he had mentioned they used the photos for. I've also got a GPS device with me too, so he's able to see with the snapshots where exactly in the river each photo is taken. And I guess it's important to note then, we do need the snapshots opposed to the screenshots, just for that reason. They're all marked with the timestamp, which makes it easier for the researchers to go through things, and the quality tends to be a little bit better on the photo. So you might have noticed taking some of the snapshots, it could be difficult to kind of see the scar, or to make it really recognizable, but the snapshots are better than screenshots. We appreciate all the help too. Everybody's been doing a great job this year. We've had a pile of photos coming in. Last year they had around 7,000, I believe, by the end of the season. So Stefan was sure happy about that. I'm not sure how many we've gotten so far this year. I know it's up there, it's quite a bit. And we've still got a ways to go yet, so as long as we get this much action, we should have quite a pile by the end of the year. So I think we're getting a little more into the clear water again here. I can kind of see with the whales nearby, there's a little more of that turquoise or greenish kind of color when I could see them approaching, opposed to the dirtier water there where it's obviously quite a bit more murky. We got a couple in the area here. Thought I'd pause for a quick minute. And seems sometimes if we get one interested in the boat, it kind of piques curiosity of other whales in the area. And, sure enough, we got two more approaching right now. Anybody watching that? That's a real cool shot of large adult there. Just rolled over on its belly and cruised just underneath the camera. Having the visibility this good now just makes me wonder how many whales I'm cruising by when I think there's not many in the area, because I could see a number of them down, a ways down underneath there. Looks like we just had a male cruise underneath. I mean, the water's that clear now that I can see their belly very well, and I'm pretty sure that one there was a male, whereas in past days, all I see is a murky blob of white basically underneath me, especially that deep. just gonna flip around here again. We had a few good minutes there with the whales. Does seem to be slowing down a little bit, but there's a few in the distance here, not too far upstream. So hopefully we'll kind of still be in that band of clear water and we can get a... I might be just lucking out here actually now. There's a group kind of coming right for us, so just gonna shift down here and see if they come over. I'll just try to get in there right up alongside them a bit. I've mentioned before, not really something that can be forced. They either want to come hang out or they don't. All we can do is sort of get in the area and hope for the best. There's a few down here though I can see. Looks like the bulk of that group is moving on though. There we go. Getting a little bit more choppy out here now. It's nothing crazy or anything like that, but just enough to make it a little bit tougher to see into the water. For me anyways, it won't shouldn't matter too much for the underwater cam. There we go. Quick little cruise by a couple there. I can see another one just showing up now. Might get lucky here as I make my way closer to the port. We have somewhat of a east wind right now, so lots of times if I get up a little closer down that way, the water seems to smooth out quite a bit, and it's looking like as I get closer now we're seeing more and more whales. So it might be a perfect spot, and visibility still seems great, so That's awesome too. Sure is wild, this weather that we've been having though. It's just been getting lucky every day. It's, I think, well, day 4 for sure, where we've had pretty nice weather along with piles of whales, and even besides that, we've had a few days where the whales weren't necessarily out and about too much or into checking us out, but the water was just like glass. The sun was out, nice and hot, and things kind of here, they're up and down in terms of weather. We've had a few cold days, we have had a few storms, but you just kind of never know what you're going to get in Churchill. And thankfully this past little while here we've been getting fantastic weather. Makes the days out on the water here just cruise by. Alright, I think we're in a good spot here now. I'm just going to go shift into neutral once again, and I can see something heading our way. There we go. Whales. A whole bunch of whales.
Jocelyn, Dwight? Go ahead, Dwight. Yeah, just wondering what your location is.
It's like the